What's going on, guys? I'm SimpleSimon, and today I'm going somewhere new. Today I'm going out to a place called Tyabb. I think it's called like Tyabb Packing House or something like that. It was recommended to me by my mate Jin from Jin's Customs, and he told me it's very similar to like there's some of the previous places I've gone to, like Waverley Antique Bazaar, Hunted, and things like that. But he said this thing is massive. He said it's bigger than all those ones that I've been to previously, so I'm excited to check it out. The thing is, it's out in Frankston. Frankston is very far away. In fact, in my entire life, I only ever remember driving out Frankston Way once, and it had to have been 12 years ago. And I remember back then, I was like, I don't know where the hell I am. So I'm not really used to that side of town, but I'm excited to check out a new place and see if we can find any goodies. Let's do this. Quick shout out to my Siminions. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you're interested in exclusive members only videos, extended episodes of The Noob, and exclusive emojis, hit the join button to find out more about channel membership. But remember, your membership is not required. The best way to support the channel is by liking and commenting on videos. So I'm a little early. They don't open until 10, it's about 22, so I'm just going to sit in the car and wait, or maybe I'll get some footage. I've learnt a lot of things on the trip here. So firstly, a few kilometers back, I drove past a giant dinosaur. There was a place called Dinosaur World. It literally looked like Jurassic Park. There was this big gate thing that said Dinosaur World, and there was a giant T-Rex out the front. And then just around the corner, I discovered that the suburb, or the town, or whatever, is actually called Tyabb. So Tyabb Packing House. I thought it was an interesting name. I didn't get it, but Tyabb is actually the place we're at. Look, it looks pretty big. So yeah, I might get out of the car and actually get some footage now. Alrighty, so this is Tyabb Packing House Antiques. It's a huge place. As you can see, the car park is massive. There's plenty of parking space there. I got there nice and early, and you can already see people showing up. Some of them are waiting in the car park. Some of them probably work there. But I noticed right down the back, there's this whole other area of little stalls and things, so I went down to investigate. And look at this, they've got a dog-only cafe. What's that even mean? Does that mean you got to drop your dog off there and you're not allowed to come in because you're a human? I don't know. But as you can see here, there's lots of little housey store things. I didn't know what they were, so I didn't investigate them. But I did investigate this one place that was called the Man Cave Store. And they sold Man Cave products, and they were open already, so you know I had to go in and check out what Man Cave products were inside the Man Cave store. Let's do this. So it wasn't really the type of man cave stuff that I would have in my man cave. I mean, that pinup art is pretty cool, but there was a lot of like car stuff and, you know, man's man cave. My idea of a man cave is more like a nerd cave, like a boys' nerd cave. Got some old school Playboy mags there, and you know you've always wanted a petrol tank in your man cave. So yeah, there wasn't really a lot of stuff for me in here. I mean, hot sauces are cool, but I'd probably keep that in my kitchen cave. But they did have these little section with these cool helmets. I mean, they were kind of cool. That's the type of thing you would see in my man cave. Alright, I was done at the Man Cave store, so now it's time to go into Tyabb Packing House. It finally opened up, and I'm just giving you a heads up now. So far you might be like, this isn't the type of stuff I want to see, Simon. Well, guess what? I guarantee you there's some awesome stuff to see at this place, so stay tuned. So this first room that I entered kind of had like antique furniture and ornaments and even some jewelry, but then I found hidden amongst it this little toy section of antique toys. You got a lot of cars here, you even got some figures, look at that. Hashtag Star Trek and Star Wars guys, let's go! So I got stuck looking at a lot of cars for a few minutes, but then I stumbled across this. Look how old that battleship looks like. That looks like the first battleship ever. Did you guys used to play Battleship when you were a kid? I used to play Battleship when I was a kid. Good times. They had this coin section. Look at that, a Mr. Squiggle coin. And I don't know what that superpowers coin is, but if you collect coins and you know what that is, please let me know in the comments. So the more I explored each room, the more it became a maze, and I just kept going through room to room and finding crazy stuff, like maybe you're a huge fan of airplanes and you want a giant ANZ Australia sign in your house. I got a shot of this just in case Sanimation still watches my videos, because she's a huge Madonna fan, and check this out. You got the entire discog up to a certain point, $1,295. That's a lot of money for some Madonna action. Anyway, they had all kinds of art, including the original Mona Lisa right there, only at Tyabb Packing House. Now, if Madonna was $12.95, imagine how much Mona Lisa would be. Alright, they had this cool little candy shop, little sweet shop, which is cool, and then some more art. But this video is about to get serious because I discovered this room. That's right, boys and girls, I had reached the jackpot. They had this super cool section filled with just movie memorabilia, things from Nightmare Before Christmas. You had heaps of Disney stuff. There was just tons and tons of movie posters, of just classic movies. I spent a long time in this section, and you're about to see a lot of footage. Now, you often see Phantom comics at these kind of places, but who would have thought you'd see a whole cabinet full of Phantom merchandise and collectibles? Out of control. This Bruce Lee figure was $250, now $200. They had all kinds of deals going on in here, and look at that. There's a whole nother room of this stuff. And I'm only halfway through this room. It's going to get crazy. And there will be comics, but you have to be patient because there's so much to see before we get to the comic books. Like all these classic movie posters. Now, these aren't just like reprints or printed out on some A4 piece of paper. A lot of these are legit official movie posters from back in the day, and some of them weren't cheap. They had this dude here who was handing out ice creams, but you weren't allowed to touch the ice creams according to the sign, probably because they were out of date, I don't know. And then they had this whole area full of just expensive statues, like high-end premium statues. They had it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is what I came to see, not buy, because I can't afford this stuff. But you know, this is the stuff I could look at all day. I did an unboxing of that Nebula on the left there a long time ago. Shout out to my mate Sean from Zars Comics and Collectibles, who used to lend me his statues to unbox until we started the channel. Beautiful Poison Ivy statues. You got this Joker Harley Quinn section. You know I'm going to get some footage of that. A lot of great stuff to look at in this area. I was mesmerized by the amount of stuff that was in this room, and I hadn't even reached the second room yet. You got this beautiful crow statue in this cabinet with some other crow stuff I think was underneath. Another crow statue, and the figure there on the left, it looks so small, but I've got that figure. Go me. I took this shot for my buddies Old Wolf and Grey Man, who love Dead Man and the Demon. It's like a little YouTube collab there from my buddies. And if you're a wrestling guy, they got you covered with their wrestling figures. I know that guy. That's Kane. That's right. Hashtag wrestling guy. All right. We're about to go into the next room, but first let's admire this Liefeld art, I think that was. Look at this room here. Oh my god. All physical media, more statues, and these posters were out of control. And of course, comic books, baby. Now, I actually had a really good look through a lot of these posters. There were so many of them, it would be impossible to find what you're after, but I was seeing if they had maybe a Warriors one or maybe a Sheena one, even though I'm sure if I found them I wouldn't have been able to afford it. But yeah, they had wall-to-wall DVDs and things, and the place was just covered with just so many cool posters. Like, you could just spend hours in this room. Oh, what's over there? Don't worry, we'll get to it. First, we'll look at this Mezco alien figure. I didn't even know this thing existed, but that's pretty cool. So of course I spent a bit of time looking in their little alien cabinet they had going. They also had this cabinet with some Predator stuff in there. Look at that, that is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, again, there was just so much to look at in this place. And if Bub from Bub's World is watching this, I got this shot for you, mate. That's the perks of being friends with me. If you're a horror movie fan, of course they had a horror section to cater for you guys, and of course it wouldn't be a collectible place without a Star Wars section. They had this whole cabinet decked out with Star Wars. They had the Xenomorph skull. Oof.
I'd like to own one of those one day. I don't know where the hell I'd put it because that thing's massive. And then they had all these comic books as well. So you know I had to have a flick through that section. I was actually quite surprised with this selection. Like, you don't often see a Lady Death section at a comic book store here in Australia. That book there, if you know, you know, it means a lot to me. And that Catwoman book there means a lot to other people. They also had Archie books, which is another thing that you don't often see at comic book stores down here. So if you've never been to this place, make sure you let me know in the comments how badly you want to go now, because how cool is it? Now, we're not even done. There's another room connected to this room, and oh my god, it just keeps getting crazier. Oh my god. Can you believe what you're seeing? Because I couldn't believe it when I was walking through this room. Look at all these classic movie posters again. They're all legit, official, old school movie posters. They have this little area with these massive busts. Is that what you call them? Busts? I stumbled across this spinner rack. Now, there was no price on it. I don't know if it was for sale or if they were planning on putting some books there, but if you want a spinner rack, maybe go make them an offer. How badass is this poster? That Adam West Batman movie is underrated. I mean, all the villains in one movie, you're never going to see that again. Anyway, I had to have a look at the loose figures here because I'm a loose figure guy. There was nothing really that fancied me, but it was still cool to look at. And of course, I had to get a shot of some statues for all you statue guys and girls. And here's me giving you a real-time reaction of what I thought of the place. That means mind blown. Alright, so I finally got myself out of that area and went to explore the rest of the place. And if you ever need Christmas decorations for home, this is the place to go, because I could not believe how far this hallway stretched. This is literally an entire corridor full of Christmas decoration stuff. It was out of control. It was insane. And then I kept on exploring further, and the weird thing was the rest of the place was very antique-y. I don't know if that's a word, but that's what it was. Antique-y. But then amongst it all, in the middle, you just find some random cool pop culture collectible stuff like toys. You got some Motu figures down here. Some vintage Motu there. So it was still just really fascinating. I love going through these places and just getting the surprises. Like, look at this. Antique furniture. And right across from it, you got this section full of toys, Star Wars, action figures. This was the shit right here. Whoops. This was the shiz right here. Oh man, that is the Colico Rambo figure, the vintage Rambo figure. I actually have that, but mine doesn't have the accessories, and that one does. And they even had this vintage Bruce Lee figure in the back there. Oh my god, that's some good stuff right there. Anyway, I kept on moving to see what was next, and I thought I'd give you a full walkthrough of that Christmas section. Alright, here we go. You ready? I might speed it up just so you guys can see how big it really was, without taking up too much time, because it literally took me more than a minute to walk through it. How crazy was that? I might need to revisit here just before Christmas this year. Anyway, it was nearly over. I walked into this room called Deco Heaven, and then that room led to this other room, which was the cafeteria, and that was pretty much it. But there's still plenty more video to come, so stay tuned.
Alright, I'm out. It is almost 20 past 12, so I was in there for over 2 hours looking, filming and things like that. I definitely picked up some stuff, but I'll show you that a little bit later. My day's not over. We're going to do some food porn. There's a place where is it? There's a place in like Dromana or something, which is called Hoagies. Hoagies as in like Hulk Hogan, I think, maybe. But it's like a barbecue place. I actually saw Michael from Culture Shock Collectables posted a video there, and it looked like a really cool place. Obviously there's food there, and I haven't eaten all day, so I'm gonna go check out Hoagies, get some barbecue, and then after that, I'm gonna meet up with a fan of the channel, Dan. We're gonna go to ARON'S Collectables and have a quick look. I probably won't get much footage of ARON'S. Oh, and I've also got to go to Spotlight to get some yarn for Sarah. That's the fun part. Anyway, more to come, and then I'll show you what I picked up.
Now, I had already committed to Hoagies. I didn't actually realize that it was in Dromana. So I ended up driving out to Dromana, which is, to me, very, very far away. People go there for holidays, but it was a lovely day. It is a beach kind of town. And for those who've already clicked off because they're like, I don't care about food, well, you're missing out because this isn't just any ordinary food place. This is a cool food place. Look who's at the dinner table there. You got Turtles, you got Motu guys, you got G.I. Joe guys, you got X-Men guys. This is a cool food place. Now, I told you this is a cool food place. Check this out. I believe this is the owner's collection of toys. Super cool. I absolutely love places like this. It's just a really cool atmosphere to be in. You're eating food, you're surrounded by cool things. Yeah, it was really cool being in there. Who remembers the movie Mac and Me? I remember that movie. I used to love that movie as a kid. And here comes the food porn. I got myself a Coke, 0 sugar with some chips with blue cheese sauce. And I can't remember, I think it was a brisket sandwich with slaw and stuff. It was all pretty good, I can't complain. I love me some barbecue, so yeah, I destroyed that thing. So if you're ever out in Dromana, I highly recommend dropping into Hoagies and having a good time.
So I've been fed, I went to Spotlight and got the yarn for Sarah, and now I'm quickly going to go to ARON'S for a little bit. I'm going to meet Dan there. Dan's a kid that watches the channel. I met him at the Giant Size Toy Fair, and he's like an insane toy hunter. Like, we speak to each other on Instagram, and yeah, he spends all his days hunting toys, it seems. So yeah, I was going to have a little bit of a look at ARON'S, and then I'll wrap up the video and show you what I picked up. Pretend you're looking in the cabinet.
That was pretty funny. Dan was like, I don't want to interfere in your videos. So I was like, no, man, quick. Pretend you're looking in the cabinet so it looks natural. So we spent some time chatting in the store and looking through the cabinets, but what we didn't know was that ARON'S upstairs was actually open on that day. So we were like, damn, we've got to go upstairs. Normally upstairs, as far as I was aware, they only opened up when they had some sort of special event, some sort of special sale, and they'd set up the room for some special event. There's the man himself, Aaron, just chilling. I know why he was up there. The aircon was on up there. So yeah, we had a quick squiz through the upstairs room to see what was going on. And man, they had some Transformers stuff going on there. I am so close. I so want to be a vintage Transformers guy, but I'm just so scared that I'm going to end up living in a cardboard box with nothing but my vintage Transformers. So I didn't buy any of that day, but I really wanted to. Look how cool they are. There's the beautiful AC, and it was time to wrap this video up. I had a great day out. It's time to show you guys what I picked up.
Alright, so that was my day. What a big day today was. Tyabb was amazing, really big. Now, Jin told me it was a lot bigger than Waverley Antique Bazaar. I don't know if it was. It was definitely laid out different, so it felt more like a maze. And it was cool that you're kind of in one room, and then there'll be this little pocket that leads on off to a completely different area. So it was definitely a cool place to explore. There was really only probably 2 areas which really appealed to the stuff that I'm obviously looking at, but obviously I like to show a bit of everything that the place has to offer. But I don't know if it's bigger than Waverley Antique Bazaar. Waverley Antique Bazaar is obviously one big open space, or this is made up of a whole bunch of different rooms. So I definitely picked up some stuff from there. Hoagies for lunch, great sandwich, fantastic. I loved barbecue. It's like one of my favorite things to eat, and barbecue and a sandwich, you can't go wrong. So I love that. And then finished off the day catching up with Dan, who's a big fan of the channel, and he actually had a gift for me. So very kind of Dan to give me a gift. So I'll show you guys what I picked up today. I'll try to go through this very quickly because I'm actually in a bit of a hurry. I picked up a few comic books, nothing crazy, just all cheapies. So first, Uncanny X-Men 503. I collect card covers, so yeah, anything that's got like a card, playing card sort of homage to it, I always like to pick those up. So there's that. This one here I've been watching on eBay for a while. Now check this out. So they had it for $5 and they said low grade, and it is pretty cooked. Now check this out, right? So the reason I'm watching it is because she's handcuffed. It's like a bondage cover. But look, I don't know if that's real, but there's 2 signatures on there. And that looks like Amanda Connor's signature. It's different than the one she signs her book on, but I'm gonna have to look up Amanda Connor's signature. But that could be signed by her, which is super great for $5. And there's also another signature there, which could very well be Palmiotti, who's also one of the creators there. That's super cool. They had like signed books like that. There was a Sudan cover, $20, signature, COA and everything. So there's some cool stuff. And then I just bought a couple of random Harley Quinn back issues. Now, at first I thought they were really overpriced because I thought $15 for like Harley Quinn back issues. It's not overpriced. It's about, you know, similar to what you pay when it's new, right? So there was nothing special about the pricing. It wasn't outrageous at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I thought $15 was a little bit rich for like old Harley Quinn back issues. But then I opened my eyes and realized there's actually 2 comics in there. So all of them for $15 actually had the A cover and the B cover. Look at that. Now I've already got this book, but this is a super hard cover to find. So I literally bought this to flip. I've got the Yarraville comic and toy fair coming up, so I'm going to chuck that in the box, and hopefully that will pay for these comics that I bought today. And then I randomly bought this one. There was back-to-back Christmas Harley Quinn covers. I like me some Christmas Harley covers. So there's that. And then there's this beautiful Frank Cho. They actually had a whole bunch of these Frank Cho Harley Quinn ones. I would have bought more, to be honest, but I really couldn't afford to buy too many. But hopefully I'll be able to sell the witch one and make some of my money back. All right. The other thing I bought from Tyabb, however you say it, I bought a vintage figure. Now, I did show it in the video and I just couldn't resist myself. I had to buy the Rambo. Now, some of you guys might know I do already own this. I might actually look to see if my figure's in better condition and just take the accessories. The reason I bought this is because I don't have the accessories. He's got his knife and everything. So I figured I'd buy this and then sell off my other one. But I might actually, my figure might be in better condition than this, and then I might just keep the accessories. So we'll see. But that's that. Rambo, massive childhood hero of mine. That's a weird thing to say. You know you grew up in the 80s if Rambo was a childhood hero, right? And then Dan was kind enough to buy me some stuff. I don't know what he got me, so again, I'll try to quickly go through this. Dan is a huge Star Wars collector. He loves toys. He's obviously a lot younger than me, so he collects a lot of different stuff. Like, he was telling me he loves SpongeBob SquarePants, and he was telling me we were in ARON'S, and he was pointing out the things that he grew up with. And he's like, you know, I like Star Wars, but I don't collect the vintage stuff because that's what you collect, SimpleSimon. And I grew up with the newer stuff, so I collect Black Series. But we'll see what he got me. Oh, what the hell? That's so sick, man. Batman versus Predator. And it looks like it's all 3 issues as well. That's super cool. Thanks so much, Dan. That is really, really awesome. A Batmobile. Oh, that's so funny. So I bought this recently, right? This is, I'm pretty sure I already had this, but this is the matte version of it. I'm pretty sure I bought this glossy version. I bought this recently, but then I gave it to someone for Christmas because I didn't have a Christmas present for him. So thanks to Dan, it is back in my collection. Thank you so much. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's so cool. Wow, man, these are really nice gifts. Like, he's got a whole bag of stuff for me. It's like a little Sonic character. I don't know all these. Again, I grew up with Sonic Archie comics. So I know Sonic, I know Tails, I know Knuckles from the games and stuff. But all the characters, these characters didn't exist back in my Sonic. Back in my Sonic, there was Antoine, Boomer, the Walrus, Princess Sally, and things like that. These are really nice gifts. Oh, okay, I definitely already have one of these. So I recently got a bunch of these from Jin. But look, you can never have too many Predators, right? So I got that, thank you. And then, what's this? The alien mug, I saw this. There was one of these at Tyabb today at the packing factory, so that's super cool. I definitely don't need any more mugs, but I will actually use that one. You know what? That's gonna be my work mug. Everyone at work has their own personal mug, and I just used the one that the previous guy who I took his job used, which is like one of the Mr. Men. Oh, he's got 2 envelopes. So like I said, Dan, I first met him at the Giant Size Toy Fair, had a bit of a chat with him, and he told me that, you know, he watches all the videos and he loves them. And since then, we always chat just on Instagram. He's probably the most busy toy hunter in Melbourne. Every day he's messaging me and tells me all the shops he's gone to. He's like, I went to Lobo's today, I went to this shop today. Sometimes he goes to 4 shops in one day. To SimpleSimon, it's an honor to meet you. You're a fantastic YouTuber, make excellent videos. Love you showcasing the area and toy stores. Love your videos, you're the king and your dreams come true. Your fan and friend, Dan. Very, very sweet. Thank you so much, Dan. That is super kind of you. But last year was such a big year for the channel. I met a lot of great people last year through, you know, them watching my content and stuff like that. And, you know, we share a common thing that we're all collectors. So, yeah. Anyway, this video has gone way too long, I'm sure. So definitely worth checking out Tyabb. If you want to go to any of the places I went to today, all the addresses and links will be in the description below. Make sure you check them out. If you're new to the channel and you want to see more content like this, check out the playlist that's also in the description. And I'll also leave a link to Dan if you want to follow him and check out his collection. And until next time, I'm SimpleSimon. Tell your friends and keep it simple.